All right. Welcome back. Here we are. It is finally time to get these new RIP Fabrication stainless steel shorty headers installed on the mutt. Hopefully, you caught the other video we made on the whole process on getting these fabricated, built, and brought to production for you guys. Again, these are a header that was an idea that I had to replace the advanced adapters V8 swap headers that me and a bunch of my buddies have been running for a while, that have been repeatedly failing on us year after year after year. Needed something a little more durable that would hold up. So this is what my friend TJ came up with. Um, Absolutely beautiful. So in today's video, we are going to finally get these installed on my truck, and we're going to walk you through putting them on, and we're going to see how they fit, how they sound, and finally get this thing back on the road. So stay tuned, and let's get this thing going again. Okay, so it's probably been, gosh, I don't know, 6 months ago. I don't know, 5, 6 months ago, probably. Pulled the advanced adapter shorty headers off the truck, gave them to TJ, and he used them to make a jig and a copy. Basically, just the fitment um, to make a jig off of, because the idea was we kind of wanted them to fit the Y pipe that I already had built for this truck, because I really liked how the Y pipe fit on this truck. It's out of the way of everything. So what we came up with is a header that actually has a lot more clearance to the chassis and to the steering shaft on that side. So the flow, everything as far as the log part. I know some people are going to argue. I've already seen comments and stuff like, "Oh, this is not a header. This is just you can't call this a header. This is just a log." Whatever, tomato, tomato, call it whatever the hell you want. It's just a shorty log, whatever. But this thing is going to flow a lot better than what I had on here. No, it's not an equal length long tube. The point is, this was never intended to be something for like a 5, 600, 700 horsepower, stroked 408 Windsor in a drag truck. These were designed for us four-wheel drive, off-roader, the rock crawler crowds. They need something that's going to fit a four-wheel drive chassis, whether you're TTB, the twin traction beam still, or you got a straight axle like me and a lot of my crowd that I run with. That's going to fit around a front drive shaft. We're primarily running single exhaust systems. We're running a Y pipe that comes together and runs down the passenger side of the chassis. That's what these headers are for. They're going to fit this application very well. So I guess first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw the coveralls on. Putting the headers back on the motors is going to be real easy. I'll show you what gaskets I'm going to use, what header bolts are going to work best with these headers, and the installation is going to be pretty easy. The only snafu I might run into is the brand of V-band clamps that are on the headers are not the same that's on my pre-existing Y pipe. So I might run into a little problem there where I might have to pull my Y pipe off, run it back to TJ, and we may have to cut my V-bands off my Y pipe and then put on the matching ones that come with the headers. I'm hoping that they're close enough to match up where they'll seal. If they are, then I'm winning. If not, then I just have one more step in the process to get it all bolted up. So we'll tackle that when I get to it. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, take off my school clothes, throw on the coveralls, and let's get these on. First thing, what I like to use for this is the Remflex header gaskets. This is the part number 3003. These are a nice, thick, crushable graphite gasket. As long as your header bolts don't come loose, I've never had these blow out or leak. To me, I think these are the best gaskets out there. But these are the ones that fit the pattern of the headers perfectly. So these are what I'm going to be using. Again, part number 3003. And what you're going to want, what I'm going to use, I just chose the black ARP. This is part number 100-1110. This is a 3/8 thread. It's a 1-inch long thread with a tiny 5/16 head. These are going to work real good. Nowhere on this header do you have an issue getting the header bolts in around the tube. There is plenty of clearance. There are no issues. The little 5/16 head, plenty of room getting a wrench, getting a socket. No problems there. If you don't like the black, they have a stainless steel version. It's about double the price. I think these were $25. I think the stainless steel version were about $45. So if you want the stainless version, go ahead up for those, a little bit more money. I'm going to use the black ones on this. So that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead, get the gasket. I've already got the flange on the heads already all cleaned up, ready to go. So we're going to slide these in. It's a pretty easy process. I got plenty of room. Everything fits real nice. So, yeah, I'm going to grab a gasket, slide everything in, get my bolts ready. And I got the dipstick. Clean this up, put some fresh silicone where it goes in the block. I may have to put a wider washer on this. Actually, I'm going to have to crimp this back down. Looks like it's spread out a little bit. Catch the dipstick. So, actually, you know what? It's a little rusty. I think I'm going to clean that up and paint that too. So, yep. Okay. Okay, the header's on. Went right on. And all the bolts, super easy to get to. No issue. Can get to every single bolt head, no problem. 5/16 deep well. Gets to every single one of them, no issue. Consequently, spark plug access, just a normal 5/8 spark plug socket. Gets right on each spark plug. Without an issue. Pull spark plugs right out, no problem. No interference there as well. I will show you clearance between the header, the main part of the log, and my steering shaft. I'll show you how much clearance there is there. So far, it's looking real good. I got to go grab my dipstick. I got to feed that in, get that bolted up to the head. and we'll see what kind of clearance we got there. That's the only unknown so far. Obviously, TJ did not have a motor to mock these up on for the dipstick clearance, so fingers crossed that we don't have any issues there. So let me real quick show you the clearance for the steering shaft. Okay, so this is a aftermarket Borgenson steering shaft. There is no factory rag joint, and you can see right there, there is the lock nut and the set screw. So that would be the tightest the clearance is right there between the header and the steering shaft right there. And there is plenty of clearance. So that looks really good. Very happy with that. So next, let me go grab the dipstick. Paint should be dry on that, and let me get that shoved in there. Okay, got the dipstick, got all cleaned up, repainted. Just going to do a little dry fit before I put some silicone on it. Actually, well, let's see if I can find the hole here. So that's going to go. Yeah, I'm going to need my flashlight, find the hole real quick. Okay. So let me find the hole down in the block. There it is. And bam, it's in there. And, oh yeah. Perfect. No issue whatsoever. It's going to bolt right back up. Tons of clearance between the log and the cylinder head. Yeah. No issue whatsoever. Dipstick is a go. So we're good there. So let's throw the one more bolt in there. I think I'm going to put one more bigger washer just to hold that mounting bracket for the dipstick. Make sure that doesn't go anywhere. And yeah, we're good. I'll pull that out, put some silicone on the end of it, and I shove it back in the block. And we're good. Okay. Driver's side done. Plug wires hooked up, dipstick back in. Now, moving on to passenger side. This one we're just going to do right through here. See if I can get you guys up on the tripod. And we'll throw this one together next. Okay. Got the gasket hanging in there. I'll set my bolts right here on the coil bucket. I am putting a little dab of high temp anti-seize on just the tip of the threads of each of these bolts, since they are going into aluminum heads. Just to be safe. Not a lot, just a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm going to share. Okay. So, let's see here. Get this one in. See how this, look at that, slides right in. She's going to sit right there. Okay, I'm just going to hang on the spark plugs for now. And let's see. Oh, man. Grab this header gasket. And did it start? Yeah, it's easy. Got the back one started. And see if I can just get one more of any of them. Start, actually. let's just use this one on the extension right up here. Right in. Lift her up. Man, look at that. Could not be any easier. Okay. All right, I'm going to do a little dab of anti-seize on each of the others and go ahead and get them all started. And yeah, I'll grab you guys once I got them all started and snugged up, and we'll get a closer look. Okay. All right. Every one of these header bolts went right in with zero interference with the primary tube. My swivel is a little fat right here, so I can't go straight on with a couple of these right here because my swivel itself interferes, so I'm going to have to just hit these with a wrench. But most of them, looks like 4 of them, the 4 outer ones I can get with this no problem, with no interference. But the 4 middle primaries, actually, just 3 of them. This one I can get to no problem too. So yeah, I mean, clearance is great. There's no major issue here at all. So this is freaking great as far as dealing with hardware on a header. Matter of fact, I'll just throw the deep well socket on there. That one will snug it up. This one, yeah, doesn't go on the head perfectly straight. Yeah, so that one's a wrench. That one will be a wrench. That one will be a wrench. This one here, yeah, that'll be a wrench. Yeah, no big deal. So I'll grab my open end wrench and I'll snug those up, and then this one's done. I mean, that looks awesome on there. Okay. Okay, passenger side is done, and you can see spark plug wires are on. These are just normal 45-degree boot plug wires. The back 3, I have DEI boots on these. I've always had those, even with the advanced adapter shorties. Obviously the front one, don't have to worry about it. Good clearance on everything. So right here at the frame rail, you can see I can literally fit my finger underneath the collector there. So now I got to go underneath. The Y pipe is just, it's kind of hanging, sitting on the frame rail. So got to get that up into place. You can see the difference between the V-band on the header compared to the one on my Y pipe. I'm not sure if these are going to be compatible. Worst case scenario, I'll have to pull the Y pipe off, and we will cut this V-band off and put the matching one on, and then everything should live happily ever after. But I'm hoping I don't have to do that. So I'm going to crawl underneath there and push this up into place and see how everything matches up. But everything's good here. Of note, you can see I do have, those are James Duff V8 motor mounts is what I'm using. If you're going to be using any other motor mount, like some guys are using convertible Fox body Mustang motor mounts. I know some of you guys are trying to use factory V6 mounts with those Rick Ranger plates. I don't know what that's going to do for the height of your engine install, so the clearance here may vary. So in your application, if you're not using the same mounts as me, worst case scenario, you may have to, on the top of your frame rail, may possibly have to maybe grind a little notch right here, or you just may have to space your engine up a little bit at your mount to make the necessary clearance right here, if there's an issue at all. I don't think there's going to be, but I guess you will have to let me know. And I'd be curious if one of you guys gets these headers and installs them in your truck and you're using a different mount than the James Duff. Let me know in my comments what you experienced with clearance over here between the collector and the frame rail with whatever mount you have. I would really like to know that. But yeah, that looks great. That looks so kick-ass, seeing that RIP tag right there through the fender well. Nice job, TJ. All right, so I'm gonna crawl underneath there and we're gonna see how all this fits. Okay, got the V-band clamped up. I think everything lined right back up. The V-band doesn't fit exactly right, but I think it actually sealed up. So the Y pipe is all bolted up. Let's crawl underneath. Take a look here. So we are, let's see here. Yeah, it's hard to see. We are bolted up there. Over on this side, we are all bolted up there, sealed up. Rest of the exhaust system is unchanged. Everything is good. So let's fire it up. Okay, plug wires are all hooked up. Battery power is on. Let's crank it over. This thing has not run since this is February 4th, 2025. So this truck has been down since God, I think it's been down since November. So 4 months ish, something like that. So let's see here. Cycle the key. Let's prime it up. Here we go. Ooh. Woo. Oh yeah. I don't hear no leaks. Collectors sound quiet. I think they sealed up. Wow. Boy, that's a win. It's alive! Hell yeah. All right. Oh yeah. She's angry. I think it's a good little first heat cycle. Let her cool off. Go over all the bolts. Man, that sounds good. I don't hear no leaks. Can't believe the V-band's actually sealed up. 2 different brands. That's good. Hell yeah. That's a win. Well, there you go. So, yeah. So there's the first set of the RIP Fabrication stainless steel log headers. I know you haters are going to love that. So installed. No issues. Like I said, the clearance for the header bolts, perfect. Clearance for the steering shaft. There is no factory rag joint on the steering shaft. That will be an issue. So the Borgeson steering shaft is money. Spark plug wires, all the clearances there, good. Factory dipstick tube, good. All the clearance, frame rails, all that stuff. This is good, man. I don't think it's going to get any better than this. I'm loving it. I can't wait to go out for a test drive. See how this thing feels. It's been so long since I drove it. Ugh. Can't wait to feel this again. So yeah. So there you go. Again, there's a video farther back, a few videos back on the channel of the whole process on building these and how TJ designed them and what these are for. Again, sorry, GT40 P-headed guys, we got nothing for you. Get rid of those stupid heads. They're garbage anyway. Get some conventional spark plug heads, and then you can run some real headers on those things. But there we go. First set of the prototype headers bolted on, successful. Everything's good. So, yeah. So, I guess that's going to conclude this video. There was no drama. Everything went smooth. So, yeah. Like it, subscribe, share it, do all the things. I appreciate it. The mutt is back. So, thanks, and we will see you on the next video. Bye. Check this out. Oh, God. It sounds so good.